Hello, salam, shalom, namaste, sat sri akal, hola, aloha, ciao, and bonjour. I'm so happy to be with you today, and you will be extra happy that you are joining us today. And I say us because I have a very special guest, Aura, and guess what? She's going to be talking to us about how to make more fun and easy to make money. How exciting is that? I can't wait. Aura, please, will you tell us more about who you are and what you do?
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me here. And you just missed saying hello in my language.
Oh,
I'm
what's your
from
language?
Romania.
How do you say
So,
so?
okay, bună.
Buna?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
let's
I'm
have
going
that
to
on the
use
list.
it. I will. Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to talk to you about money, to make money fun and easy. How interesting is that?
You're very, very interesting. How do you do it? What would you say? Actually, maybe before we talk about how do you do it, what would you say is like maybe a problem that people face or a challenge that people face because of which they struggle to make money and it's not fun and easy?
Yeah, it's not, right? So many people have so much drama about money, and it seems like it's so hard. And you know what? What is funny? That we're making it hard. It's not hard at all. At
Mm,
the end of the day, money is just energy.
oh,
We make it mean like it's something so extraordinary, and we give it so much importance. And I'm not saying money is not important. Of course it is. We live in this material world. We need money to survive, to buy nice things, of course. But let me give you an example. Is our oxygen important?
yes.
If we don't have it, we die. It's
True,
highly important, much more important than money, right? It's
true.
abundant. It's free.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
We never think about oxygen as being hard to get. We
Mm,
never have this problem. Guess what? Is energy. Same like money.
mm, mm. Oh, I love
So
that
you see,
analogy.
we never see like that. If we will just treat our money the way we treat our oxygen, we'll be all set.
Oh
But
my God.
the
Yeah.
problem is, and why it feels so hard for most people when
Mm.
it comes to money, is because we are we've been programmed to be so attached to money.
Mm.
We never been programmed to be so attached to our oxygen, even though we should at least be grateful once in a while, right? We don't even think about. Imagine how um, our financial situation will be, how our life will be if we will never have to think about money.
Mm.
If we will just believe that is abundant because it's energy and is everywhere. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense. I know it's been like for me a few years since the first time I started to think about money as energy and
Mm-hmm.
therefore being able to think about money as being something really abundant. But that's not the perspective most people have. So can you tell us a little bit more about from your perspective when you talk about money being energy, what do you really mean by that? Because most of us, money is that physical bit of paper that we must have in our hands
Yeah.
and be able to give that to someone else to get back something that I want. So what do you mean
Yeah.
by money is energy?
Okay, I will explain. But I want to start with this.
Mm,
In nowadays, in today's technology and world, is so much easier for us to believe that money is energy because we really never use money anymore, right? We use cards, we make those transfers back and forth. We never get to see the physical money. It's just an idea. I transfer money from my account to your account. No one sees it. No, we just see some numbers on our phones, on our laptops, on a piece of paper. Before, when we used to have the physical money, it was a little bit harder for people to grasp the idea that it's just energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me explain how and why I say money is energy. Well,
Yeah.
because if we were to break down money to to take a microscope and look very, very deep and break it down and see what the hell is in there. It's a piece of paper. What is paper made of, right? And then we take it slower, going deeper and deeper. We find out that is just nothing. It's, energy. It breaks down to an atom, and then what does the atom have? It has a nucleus, and then it's just energy. The same thing happens if I was to put you on the microscope. You are energy as well,
Yeah,
right?
that's
If
right.
I take my phone and I put it on the microscope, it's the same thing. So that's what we have to understand. Everything that is material, we see it as solid, we see it as material, but at the end of the day, the basics, the origin of everything is that nothingness that we're talking about, which is just energy.
Yes.
That's why it's abundant.
Uh, yes. You went real deep, real fast. That's awesome. That's so true. Like, oh my gosh, this is actually, this shift that uh, was made. Like, I don't know, I think it's been more than 100 years now, at least since Einstein, came up with his E is equal to mc square formula. And right there, E is equal to mc square. Energy is equal to mass moving really, really fast. So mass, everything that we perceive as material, is just energy moving in specific patterns. So
Exactly.
everything is energy ultimately and fundamentally and in essence. That's,
And it's nothing new. It's
yeah.
nothing new.
Hmm.
It might be new for some people. They're just finding this out and it might be mind blowing, but this is not new. Nikola Tesla said, uh, think of this universe. Um, wait, it was not, let me think how it was. Everything in this, think about everything in this universe as energy, frequency, and vibration.
Mm,
Because everything in this universe is reduced to energy, frequency, and vibration. That's how we
yeah,
measure energy, yeah, based on the
uh,
frequency and the vibration.
right.
Our thoughts are energy. Our
Mm,
words, energy. Everything is energy. So you, of course, you can argue that no, this is not energy, this is a phone. Okay. But this phone came from somewhere,
mm,
didn't just fall from the sky, right? Where did this phone came from? Someone had the thought about making this phone.
mm,
That thought is energy. And
mm,
then they started putting together pieces, small pieces, yeah, together and forming this phone. Every piece that they put together, what is that piece really? It can be a piece of plastic, a glass, whatever it is, a battery, it doesn't matter. That still is energy, because if you put it under a microscope, you also realize that's all it is, and that's all it is in the whole universe.
um, I'm totally convinced that you're absolutely right. Everything is energy and
Mhm.
frequency and vibration. And so how does that understanding, how can we apply that understanding to our ability to create money, to make money when we need it and want it?
Okay, so it comes down to the process of creation. There
Mm,
is this, I call it POC, is this process of creation that it doesn't even matter what result you're thinking about, what are you thinking about that exists on this world, it all has the same, kind of follows the same process, including us to come to this world, yeah? And it starts from a belief,
mm,
then is a thought, then is a feeling associated with that thought that comes from that belief, and then is an action. Because we live in this world, we have to materialize through an action. We have to do something, yeah? And then we have the result. Now, if we think, how did you came up? It was first a belief that your parents will one day have a child, yeah? Then they got married and they had probably some thoughts. Maybe it's time to get pregnant. Maybe let's have a daughter. I don't know. It was a thought. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And then that thought was followed by a feeling and probably was excitement, happiness, right? Because that's what happens when you're thinking about those things. And then it was an act. It was an action that had to take place in order for all of this to happen. And then 9 months later, we had a result. You, yeah,
True,
it's the
true.
same thing. It's the same thing. If we take the result of not having money, we can trace it back to the belief. What is your core belief about money? And
Mm,
that's what people need to understand. It all comes down from beliefs that we're having that we've been programmed to believe. Most of them are not even ours.
mm,
We just borrow them from parents, from society, from teachers, educators, from TV, from internet, from everyone. And because we heard it so many times, we started believing it. At the end of the day, a belief is a thought that's being repeated multiple times.
yes.
And think about how many beliefs do we have around money?
Mm,
Money is bad. Is what is devil's eye? Money will not bring happiness. You either have money or love. Now think about, just take one of them. If your belief is that you cannot have money and love, and one of your um, biggest desires is to have love, to find love, what do you think you will do? You will sabotage yourself. You will not get money. You will make yourself broke or as close as possible to give yourself a chance of love and of happiness.
mm,
It all comes from that belief. It's not even true. It's something that we believe on a subconscious level,
mm,
and we always operate from that belief. And
yes.
the sad thing is we don't just have one belief. We have so many beliefs, especially around money, because we make money be like this such a big thing, important thing. And like I said, money is important, but really it's not that important. Let's not forget everything that is really important. You don't need to pay for. You don't pay for the air you breathe. You don't need to pay for feeling good, for your happiness, for loving someone, for feeling loved, right? All of those things, for being grateful, we don't need to pay anything.
True,
And
true.
those are things that fulfill us and make us feel alive
Mm,
and gives us that really, truly happiness feeling that we are all craving. It's not money.
yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree with you. That is so true. That's actually one of the most important things that I also want my clients to understand and really take in as a firm grounding belief that our happiness, because I'm a happiness expert, and so I'm all
Yeah.
about how can we maximize our happiness and keep growing and deepening our happiness and take control of our happiness. And the first thing to understand in that context is to realize that there are things outside of us that can trigger or stimulate happiness responses within us. But for the most part, uh, it's not actually, not even for the most part. The fact of the matter is that nothing outside of us actually is what makes us happy. It's always about what's going on within us that makes us happy. Because if you think, oh, there is a particular person who makes me happy, well, I mean, there are times when you might get in conflict with that person. And then even though you're
Yeah.
with that person, you're not in that moment of conflict feeling happy. Or what if
Mhm.
you lose that person for some reason, God forbid? Will you never be able to be happy again? Oh my gosh, that is uh, like if you believe that, then that will be a terrible uh, consequence in terms of being able to be in control of your happiness, you know? So
Yeah.
you're saying it's like that with money too.
It's the exact same thing. It actually is even worse because so many people have a very strong belief that money will bring them happiness.
Mm,
And what happens is that they chase money all their lives. They're getting 3 jobs, 5 jobs. They're working nonstop. They starting another business, doing everything they can
uh,
to generate more money. And then it happens. They make it, they have it, and they get the biggest realization of their life. Okay, why am I not feeling happy right now? I have all this money. I worked so hard for all of my life. What is happening? Where is that happiness that was promised to me?
mm,
It's all smoke. It doesn't exist. It's all a myth. And that's the reason why so many people that are rich, extremely rich, millionaires, billionaires, commit suicide. If we're true that money is the absolute happiness and having money solves all of your problems and you're going to be happy forever because you can afford to buy everything, go wherever you want, do whatever you want. If that were true, why are those people really rich, so wealthy, deciding to put an end to their lives? They're not happy at all.
right.
So what
Yeah,
is happening?
that's true. What is happening? Tell me more.
This is the biggest myth. Money will not bring you happiness. Money should never be the driving force for your
Mm,
happiness. You have to find what is it that you love doing. You have to find your passion. You have to find something that when you do, you
mm.
feel alive. This is
Ah,
what I'm teaching my clients because I'm working with new and aspiring coaches, and some of them they want to be coaches because they hear so and so made so much money. This is a great industry to be in, the fastest second industry, growing industry in the world. Oh my God, I'm gonna make so much money. And I always tell them, you should not be using money as your driving force
mm,
because this is not a long-term thing. It will die down very soon. Immediately, as soon as you get something that you don't like, you get a result I don't know, makes you feel less comfortable, you'll be out of this business.
mm,
So find what you love, decide that this is something you really love doing, helping people, and then money is just a side effect.
mm.
Yes, you will make money, of course. We're running businesses, and businesses run on profit. You have to make a profit, right?
Yeah.
We all know that. It's not like we're saying, no, we're just staying in one leg, meditating all day and wishing happiness for the world. And that's what makes me happy. No, of course not. But that's what I would like people to understand. Probably this is like the most important message that everyone, all of the teachers try to teach. And
Yeah.
is this: if you find something that when you do, you feel alive, you feel fulfilled, you feel like you can do that thing, even if no one pays you, even if you have to take an extra job to allow you to do that thing that you love. When you are so invested and so involved and so passionate, you are in that moment vibrating, because we just talked earlier about energy, vibration, and frequency. You are vibrating at the same frequency with abundance and with money, which means all of the money that you want and that you need are available to you. You
Mm.
are at the same floor, if you want, with money. So imagine this like a very high building, yeah, let's say with 20 stories building, yeah? And imagine the abundance is at floor 19. There is where all the money are. They're hanging around, they're having fun, it's fun and easy, yeah? Because there is that frequency, is that energy. If you are at the first floor and you're dreaming about money, well, you have to go and take the elevator or go on the stairs, go to the floor 19. You cannot stay at first floor wishing, hoping, killing yourself to make money. Is the easiest way to make money. Find something that you love, do it with passion, and money will just come to you automatically.
So if I might challenge you on that a bit, what
Yeah.
about all the starving artists? You know, they love what they do. They're so passionate about it. They give up so much, you know, to be able to create that art. And yet so many of them are struggling. Like they're not able to make money at it. And the money doesn't just come to them. What's going on there?
I don't really believe. So again, it's the process of creation. It has to be something,
Mm.
because in the same time, there are so many artists that are making so much money. I was just watching the other day. I was actually finding this on the internet, and I showed to one of my clients that was saying something about um, what did she say? It was something along the lines of people don't have the money to pay, people don't want to pay for coaching, something like that.
Mm.
And I showed her, I did a research, I showed her on the internet a painting that someone bought it, paid for it $87 million. And it's, not something extraordinary. It's just, a, in my opinion, I'm not an art specialist, but it was nothing special, really. I can show it to you, by the way. I'd love to hear your opinion on that. But anyways, someone paid 87 million for a painting, for a piece of art, let's just say. You cannot say that people are not paying for coaching. In the same thing, what you said, yeah, it's true. There are so many, not only artists, there are so many people doing amazing things and struggling.
Mm.
But what is their attachment to money? What is their money script? Because think about this. If I am coaching, and I love coaching so much, but while I'm coaching, I'm thinking about money. I don't know why the hell I have to do this, and I'm helping so many people and nothing comes back my way, and it should not be like this, and this is not fair. What am I really doing? What is my energy?
Mm.
Even though I love coaching.
Yeah.
So do you see what I'm saying? There is something. There are beliefs, there are thoughts, there are
Mm.
complaints, and we love playing the victim a lot. When you
Yeah.
play the victim, that doesn't resonate with money. They're not on the same frequency.
Mm.
Judgment, criticism, victim, being a victim, blaming. Listen, if you don't have money, it's no one's fault other than yours. In the moment when you can take ownership and realize that every single result that happened in your life, you created it, in the same time is empowering.
Yeah.
On the other side, will really open your eyes, right?
Yeah.
But once
Mm.
you realize it, once you are aware of it and you own it, at least you know how to change it. You know from now on okay, what do I want? I want to do what I love and make millions, impact millions. Cool. Go and do it. You can. It's your result and you know you can achieve it.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think the only shift that I have made in my thinking is um, the way that I understand this notion of taking responsibility, like for myself and my results.
Yeah.
And, rather than saying, okay, if I don't have money, it's my fault, I'm like, because, oh my gosh, that to think that something's my fault makes me feel terrible. It compromises my happiness. I don't want to think that. So then I think to myself, okay, I do want to take responsibility for my results and my actions and my feelings and my thoughts. And I do take responsibility, but what does that really mean? And I found this really, really wonderful definition of responsibility. It actually is what they teach in nonviolent communication. And they say to take responsibility simply means that you recognize that no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, you're always response able. You're always responsible. And that's what it means to take responsibility, to recognize that whatever my situation is, I'm response able in the situation. I can respond to it. I can do something to create change and make things better, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's amazing, because when you take this definition of responsibility, then you can take full responsibility and there's no blaming or judging yourself or anyone else. You're just recognizing that you're responsible, and that makes me feel so happy.
Yes. And it's not even about guilt and shame and all of that, because I don't want anyone to have those feelings and to beat themselves up. That's not helpful at all. But come on, let's be honest. Most people, they just never knew. It's the first time they're finding out. I'm talking to so many people, and when I tell them, well, you created this result, they're shocked. They can't believe it. So they argue. Their first reaction is to argue. No, that cannot be. How can I create? I never wanted something like that. Then you explain to them. And when they get it, then yeah, it's a different story, because then at least they're moving to the next decision they're making, having this information, knowing, being responsible, like you say, yep, being responsible, and then it's up to them. We always have the right to choose, right? We have the freedom to choose whatever we want for ourselves. No one tells us that we cannot be broke. If that's what we choose to
Yeah.
experience, go ahead. It's an experience. If you
Yes.
want to experience wealth, go ahead. It's an experience. So we have the right to experience whatever we choose to, but at least to be aware that we have the options, to not be victims, to not say, I'm broke, I don't have money because of this person, because of the government, because of the pandemic, because of my job, my boss, my parents. Has nothing to do with any of that, only
Right.
with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Um, and it makes me think about, like, I'm thinking back to the days when I used to really struggle with money. And I remember when I first started coaching and training and healing, I also got into the work because I really was passionate about wanting to help other people, about wanting to share with them what I had learned up to that point in my life about how to be happy and how to live at more peace. And 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 then when I started my coaching practice, it was like, okay, I know how to coach, I know how to train, I know how to heal because I got training in that. I actually spent a year and a half and more actually years more than that, preparing, myself and learning all the things that I was then wanting to teach. But one thing I hadn't learned was how to think about money and how to, be in a good, healthy relationship with money. And I didn't really know anything about how to make money, how to create money, and, all that kind of stuff. And so I must say I fell into a lot of like negative thinking patterns. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard to
Yeah.
make money. Why is it so
Not fun and
hard? Why
easy.
do I have to, why do I even have to think about money and making money?
Yeah.
Why can't I just do what I love and the money should just show up for me? But it wasn't happening. And at some point I started working with a teacher who helped me with my money mindset. And he was like, if you think making money is hard, then that's how you're going to experience life.
Exactly.
That's how you're going to experience um, uh, money coming into your life, that it will always be very hard. So think about, shift your mindset. How can you think differently? How can you recognize that it's actually really easy to make money? How can you shift your thinking to realize that it's actually fun to make money? Uh, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So that
That
got me
sounds
headed
fun.
in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But think about, I think everything starts, or if someone wants to shift their money mindset right now as thinking, okay, everything sounds good, but what do I actually do? What do I have to do?
Yeah.
What I will say, the first thing you have to do is really change your money script. But to change it, you have to know what it is. So
Right.
in order to know what it is, start be aware and start checking yourself, making whenever you have a thought about money, a discussion about money, see how you're talking about money and how you're thinking about money. And
Mm,
start writing in a journal, in a notebook, and identify as many thoughts and words about money as possible. Because once you have that, that's your money script.
uh-huh.
That's in the background and you operate from that.
Mm,
So if you don't like your results, you look at that script that you're having and
yeah.
you know what results this beliefs, thinking pattern, words generate. Yeah. And you want to change that. Cool.
Yeah.
How do you change it? Because
And what
it's
do you
very
change
easy.
it to? Yes. It's like, how do I change it? And also, what do I change it to? Because like, what
Exactly.
are the more empowering beliefs that I can have about money?
Yeah.
Because when I didn't know.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. When you don't know, you just don't know.
Hmm.
You're excused because you never knew, you don't know what to do. But when you know, what's your excuse then? Like now that you know, everyone that's listening, now you know. You can't use the excuse of not knowing. Now that you know, you cannot create results you're not happy with. Not about money anyways, because we talked about money. So to continue, we have our script and we have beliefs like money is bad, money is hard, all of that. And then at the same time, we catch ourselves talking about money. I'm broke. I hate this money. I can't stand when I have to pay money. Things like that. This is what you have to really pay attention to. Because, and I really love how Bob Proctor says, money comes where is invited and stays where is welcomed.
Mm,
Think about if you will be talking the way you talk about money with your partner, your wife, your husband, your kids, they won't even want to be around you. So you have to change your relationship with money. Treat
mm,
money like something special, like something um, that you love, something that you want to have a relationship with, not like something that you hate.
Mm.
When you start doing that, and of course, I'm not saying you're not going to change this now in 5 minutes, it's a process, but
Yeah.
you have to be willing to work on it
Mm.
because it will make amazing change. It will blow your mind, the transformation that you will start noticing
Yeah.
in your life, in the results that you're getting once you start applying the work. Just reading about or hearing about, it's not going to do anything. You have to apply it.
Mm.
So your first job, when you want to change your when you want to change your money results, is change your relationship with money. Make that relationship a very good one, a loving relationship. Start talking to your money. You see money in your bank account, oh my God, I love you. I missed you. Where were you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like it.
A bill come
Mm.
in your email. You open that email and you feel like you're being triggered and you feel, oh, again, now I'm not going to have money. No, immediately change it. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful because I can afford to pay it. If you can't afford to pay it, well, it's okay. At least be grateful for, what that bill is for, electricity. Be
Mm.
grateful for what electricity offers you, right? Be grateful for the things that you have that you can afford right now. Because for sure you can afford things you're not grateful for. Yeah, we all can, most of us anyways. So starting changing this relationship with money will create massive shifts in your vibration, in your energy, and you will start automatically attracting more money into your life. But it takes some time and it takes a bit of effort. It's not overnight. I'm sorry. There is no quick fix.
Um, Thank you. Thank you so much, Aura, for sharing all of this with us. And I'm so sorry I'm going to have to sort of wrap up for today just because we're running out of time. Do you have any other last words of wisdom you want to share with us for right now?
Just remember the process of creation.
Mm.
Everything, it doesn't even have to be about money. Every single result that you're experiencing in your life right now, you can trace it down to a belief, which means you
Mm.
can always change the result you're having if you're changing that belief. So just start having better thoughts. Remember, a belief is just a thought that's been repeated enough times until you started believing it. Yeah. So start repeating the thought that you want, that you know will create the result you want. And when you do that, your whole life is going to transform and it's going to change the way you want.
Yay! I love that. Thank you so much again.
You're
And
so
you know
welcome.
what? We'll probably have to bring you back so you can continue to share more of your wisdom with us. Thank you so
Of
much.
course, I would love that. Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun and easy.
Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode. Hope you're getting value out of it. For your information, this episode has been sponsored by the Happiness 101 program. Are you a change maker, coach, trainer, or healer? Are chains of fear holding you back from making the impact and income you desire? Using a unique combination of positive psychology and the spiritual wisdom of our most effective change makers, the Happiness 101 program helps you break through your limiting beliefs and manifest the abundance and success you desire with fun and ease. Interested? Book a free Happiness 101 exploration call with me, your happiness expert, Samia Bano. Just use my online calendar link in the show notes.